My name's Helen Joyce, and I'm an artist, a painter, living in Ashby-de-la-Zouch, and I work here from my studio. And my paintings, as you might see if you pan around the studio, change, and it changes because I make work about places. And places are very different, and I don't feel you can say the same thing about every place using the same palette and the same form. So the place will inform the shapes, the forms, and the colour. And you might guess I've been lately inspired by Barcelona, and this is I don't like doing flowers, but I've decided I'm going to paint flowers, and this is my bouquet for Barcelona. And the shapes are taken from Barcelona, from Park Güell, from Gaudi, and so these are very much sort of Park Güell mosaics. And there was a building in Barcelona that I was really struck by, where it had these big things coming out and these big white balls with black centre, a bit like frog spawn on the end of a spike. And it was a stunning building, very modern on one side, very old on the other. And I wanted to get these shapes into it, and it just started off like that, and then they got a bit like eyes, and the whole thing just got carried away. But if you can't get carried away about Barcelona, what can you get carried away by? So just go with it. The fish, there's a big copper fish in Barcelona, so although it looks random, it is Barcelona. And Barcelona is random, and there's a bit of a moon going on here, because who knows what a flower would be like if Gaudi did flowers. And hearts are everywhere, because hearts are everywhere, aren't they? Because that's what life's about. And I like a heart in a lot of my paintings if I can get it there. So this is Bouquet for Barcelona, and I think I'm going to do some more of my bouquets for Barcelona because they make me happy.
Helen, I'm Scott.
Hi Scott.
And I'm going to be interviewing you today.
Thank you.
How did you become an artist?
I actually did a fine art degree at Derby, and I graduated first in 2002 as a mature student, and I was very mature compared to a lot of them. But I've always been an artist in my head. I've always had the interests, but you know, jobs, family, these things.
Your work is very good.
Thank you very much. And my work changes, because life is too short not to change.
Did you always want to be an artist?
I did, and I actually got divorced, and when I got divorced I thought, very few regrets in life, but what am I going to do about the one or two I have? And the main one was that I'd never gone to art school as an 18-year-old, so I thought I can do it now, and I've loved it.
How do you decide about your prices for your work?
I look at what other artists are asking for their work. I think about the cost of materials. I think about the time it takes.
Compare prices to other work.
Yes, I do. But you know, I think if you value what you do, you shouldn't give it away, unless you give it as a personal gift. And it's not valued by the person who receives it, unless it's given as a personal gift.
How do you feel when you sell personal paintings?
It's like losing a baby. It's like waving one of the children out of the nest, saying go out into the real world. But
how do you make a living out of being an artist?
No, you don't. No, very few people pay the mortgage, pay all the bills. So there's always something for most people, for most artists, to support it, whether they be teaching or doing other work. Very, very few artists support themselves fully by their own work.
Where do you think art is going?
I don't know where art's going, but I don't like where a lot of it's going. For me, art is, a painting should be painterly. It should draw you in. And computers, I think some of the work that computers do is amazing, and technology is fantastic, but there's no soul in it. And for me, art should have soul, it should tell a story, it should question, And I mean, art for me should be something that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, whether I'm making it or whether I'm looking at it. And computer work doesn't do that for me. So it's flat, it's everyman.
Yeah. What technique do you use?
I use lots of techniques. I think art school will call it mark making. I have my own little code inside me, so marks that I make, I know what they mean. So I have my own codes, my own alphabet, my own symbols. I throw paint at the canvas, sometimes literally, and then all of a sudden something will stand out. It might be just the way two pieces of paint sit next to each other, or it might be just a form, and suddenly I'll go, ooh! and I know I'm on a roll then, and that's when I get really excited about that piece of work. But then you get to a doldrum and you think, this is going nowhere. And sometimes I would just scrape everything off, and you get this lovely resonance of the history of what was on that canvas.
You have
Carry on.
brainstormed what's put on a canvas.
Yeah.